Not really into the rats right now, but the second they pick up the scent of the chick, ooh, they realize that's food and it's time to strike out. Ooh, look at that! Perfect wraparound using all the muscles around the body. This bushmaster has gotten huge since I first acquired her, probably about like 2 years ago. She's going on like 4+ feet long. She's a beast of a bushmaster. So I've got to have my wits about me when handling Kevin, because right now, Kevin's on high alert, looking for females. He's a little more testy than usual. Let's get her out nice and smooth. We don't want to upset her too much. Look at her, she's such a beast of a king cobra. Justina, the Indonesian king cobra. Oh my God, you guys are getting so big. Oh, look at how cute he is. What is going on, my beautiful, wonderful people? You just caught me giving some love to my beautiful, gorgeous little green anaconda. What's going on, babe? Oh, I love my green anacondas. These are my 2 female green anacondas. They're getting huge. Look at this glutton over here. Notice that this one's way thicker than the other female, her sister. So what's happening is lately, this female has been stealing the other little lady's food. So I have to separate them right now because this chubby monkey right here has 2 chicks digesting inside that belly. So we don't want her stealing any more food from her siblings. So we're going to take this beautiful green anaconda female and put her in this tote right here. Going to close her up, put her in lockdown, and give her cute little sister some food. You ready for some food? Their favorite food right now? Chicks. Because these guys are eating wading birds out in the wild. At this size, chicks are what they're most interested in eating. Not really into the rats right now, but the second they pick up the scent of the chick, ooh, they realize that's food and it's time to strike out. Ooh, look at that! Perfect wraparound using all the muscles around the body. Look at that beautiful green anaconda wrapping around that food. She's gonna eat this up, get some good nutrition that she's missed out on in the past week and a half because of her sister stealing all that delicious food. So we're gonna put her in the water so it's easier to digest her food and easier to bring it down. Not so much digest, but it's easier to bring down that feathered prey item, because with furred prey items, feathered prey items, it's real difficult when they're dry to get down into the gullet. They have to salivate a lot, but the water also helps a lot with the green and yellow anacondas. So she's gonna be wrapped up around that chick for a while. She's gonna be enjoying that. We're gonna close up this glass, let her be, because we have a lot to do today. Let me lock this up real quick so it's nice and secure. Very good, very good. So let's take this little green, put her, not by the lace monitors. The lace monitors do not like snakes. We'll put her over by the cane for right now. And what we're going to be doing today is taking care of some of the big, bad, heavy hitters. We have the bushmaster right here. Take a look at Lachesis Muda, my big female bushmaster. What do you notice? Fresh skin shed right there. She's looking beautiful. And then if you look in the other corner, there's a spice! Anyway, so we're going to be taking care of the bushmaster. Let's see, I'm going to get that enclosure unlocked. We're going to take out this beast of a female. I don't have the big trash can or snake holding receptacle available right now. It's full of water for Kevin because he needs a good soak. So we're going to be putting that bushmaster into this container. I've got my snake hook right here. Gonna have to open this up nice and carefully because we know that she has very acute heat-seeking pits. Lachesis Muda is the biggest pit viper on the planet. So they are set with some big heat pits, able to locate anything with a heat signature in the cool nights of the forest. So when a big rodent like a spiny rat is moving around in the rainforest, they can target that prey item and sink those massive fangs over the back and into the chest cavity, delivering a deadly, deadly venom. Lachesis Muda literally translates to silent death. Now look at this beautiful beast. She's gotten so big. Look how big she is. This bushmaster has gotten huge since I first acquired her, probably about like 2 years ago. She's going on like 4+ feet long. She's a beast of a bushmaster, and I love her so much. We're gonna get her into this box right here. Try and do this nice and smooth because this is not a lot of space to work with such a big viper. Let's get that tail right in there. Perfect, perfect. Nice and easy. I'm sweating like crazy because our AC is kind of malfunctioning right now. We're getting it fixed. But man, this is the crown jewel of vipers. This is my favorite viper on the planet. Out of all the snakes, top snakes gotta be coral snakes, king cobras, the king brown from Australia. But when it comes to vipers, the crown jewel of them all is the bushmaster. There are a couple different species of bushmaster. I love the black-headed bushmaster. It's the secretive species that's found in southern Costa Rica, very hard to find in the wild. And then you have Lachesis Muda, which is this individual. This, out of all the bushmasters, is the largest species, getting up to 12 feet long. Mamma mia, that's a big spicy snake! Oh my goodness, grab a snake hook, grab a bag, and hold on to your So let's get this glass out of the enclosure. We have to do a nice deep clean. Let me get some paper towel to wipe my face because I'm swimming like crazy, baby. All right, so let's take care of this enclosure. It's pretty dirty. We're gonna take out all this paper towel, get some fresh water. Look at this. This shed is all bunched up, but that's the whole entire shed. That's a full Bushmaster shed. Look how beautiful that is. Look at the pattern on the back of the Bushmaster that comes out on that shed skin. Let's see if we can gently unravel this and try to have a whole entire Bushmaster shed ready to go. This is incredible. I've never had one that looks this clean. It's a little torn up, but there we go. Let's see if we can get this to go a little more. This is incredible. This shed is just about a whole shed, or almost a whole shed. I gotta keep that. I think I'm gonna keep this, hold on to it, so if any guests who are a fan of the show come to the Everglades Outpost, I can give this to them. It is a bit dirty in here. So what I want to do is get out all this stuff. You can see there's a huge stinking wallop of a digestive rat right in the back. So let's get all this wrapped up. Let's get all this fecal matter out of here. Oh, it's nasty. It's just digested rat. It's digested muscle and bone. It's pretty rotten to smell. And then after this, I'm actually gonna have to go take care of Justina because she has a huge mud pie in the back of her enclosure I gotta take care of. So let's get out the bulk of the poop. Get it all out of there, and then once we're done cleaning out all that thick stuff on the plastic, we'll start hitting it with the chlorhexidine to kill any bacteria. Got to make sure this is a nice, clean environment for such an amazing snake. This animal comes from the rainforest. It comes from some of the most beautiful, pristine habitat on the planet. So I've got to make sure that I stay on top of these snakes because they're so fragile. They might be the biggest viper on the planet, but it doesn't mean they're not fragile. They need our protection. Not just in captivity, but in the wild, because a lot of the times when natives find these snakes, if they're not educated about these animals, they kill them. And you know what they do? They actually chop off the head of the Bushmaster, and then they chop off the tail of the Bushmaster, because they believe not just will the snake's head bite you after being cut off, which is true, snakes' nerves still work after their head's been severed, so you could get bitten. That's how a lot of people get bit. But also, that modified thorn on the tip of their tail, let's get a photo. That modified thorn is believed to be like a fang that injects venom, but it's not. So what people would do is chop off the head, chop off the tail, and they bury them in two different parts of the forest so they don't come back together, re-emerge into a snake, and then go after that person who killed it. Crazy mythology behind a crazy, beautiful snake. All right, let's get in here and clean this doggy. That is so clean, I can just lick off of it. Oh my God, fantastic. All right, guys, we're gonna get all the substrate back in, which is just paper towel for now. So we can monitor these snakes. Like I've said in the past, you cannot drench their environment too much. You can't drench their enclosure too much because some of these rainforest dwelling vipers, believe it or not, even though they're found in the rainforest, if they're drenched in water all the time, if they're sitting on wet substrate, they get what's called red belly, which is like a fungal infection, and they'll die from it. So you gotta be careful not to overhydrate these snakes. A good friend of mine taught me from Costa Rica that when you're handling your Bushmasters and dealing with them, when you hydrate them, you take them out of the enclosure, put them on a platform that drains outside, and then you mist them and soak them while the water drains out. You put them back in the enclosure so they're not all soggy. So that's great, but here in Florida, I can't take my Bushmasters outside because it would be breaking the law. But we can do that inside the snake house, inside a big snake holding receptacle, spray down the snakes and let them soak. So that's good enough for me, good enough for the snake, and everyone's happy. Get that hide back in there. I'm gonna get some fresh water. I'll be right back. And we'll get this beautiful girl back in her enclosure. All right, guys, we got our fresh water. We're good to go. Let's get that right in there. Let's see. Get the lock side to this edge right here so it's easy to close and secure. Let's get this female Bushmaster back into her enclosure. She's right in here. Start by taking that clip off, making some space. Sweet little Bushmaster, oh, please don't be too upset with me after what I did. Let's try to get that down nice and smoothly so it doesn't make a bunch of noise. There we go. Nice and smooth. Look at her. Get a good look at this snake, but keep your distance. Use that zoom. This is the Bushmaster. This is my favorite viper on the planet. And when you look at it, you can see why. Its colors are amazing, the scalation, the morphology of the body. When I say that, I mean the fact that it's literally got like spikes coming off of its body. It's got that modified tail, the thorn, and it's got huge, beautiful fangs. This snake is just everything. It's got everything I love. Beautiful colors, beautiful history, and just an overall awesome snake. And look at it, so peaceful, doesn't want anything to do with me. Just checking out the environment, wondering what's going on. She is such a beautiful snake. All right, I'm gonna gently raise her coil up. Let's get her back into the enclosure. It's so awesome how big she's gotten. I'm so proud of you. And her brother lives in the enclosure behind my smooth front, came in right over here, and he's getting big too. His colors are looking amazing as well. Let's get this beautiful snake right back in there. I love bushmasters, and I cannot wait to get some more. Probably get a couple more Lechisis muta, the South American bushmaster, and then eventually, when I can, I'll get my hands on the black-headed bushmaster, the most elusive viper, or one of the most elusive vipers on the planet. It'd be really cool to find one in the wild, right? That's something that we definitely got to do down the road. I have connections for certain spots, and I'm willing to put the time in to go find one. All right, so now, let's see. Now, we're going to be dealing with my beautiful king cobras. I'm going to soak Kevin for a little bit. I got to get some gunk off of his face. He's got a little something in his nostrils. He needs to soak, hydrate. And then Justina's got a really dirty enclosure, so I'm going to have to take her out right now. So let's get into business. Let's take Kevin out, give him a nice soak, and then get Justina out of her enclosure and get her nice and cleaned up. All right, guys, we're going to be taking care of Kevin now. His enclosure is clean. We actually cleaned it the other day, but I wanted to get him soaked. So we're going to get him out, give him a nice bath, and then we're going to be taking care of Justina, my female king cobra, which is above this king cobra. Sorry, Kevin. He really doesn't like the touch of a metal hook. I know. And he is getting into the mating season. We are going into mating season for the kings. So the colors are looking very vibrant, but as well as that, they are getting kind of cantankerous and a little more defensive than usual. So I've got to have my wits about me when handling Kevin, because right now, Kevin's on high alert, looking for females. He's a little more testy than usual. Let's get this big boy into the can so he can soak. There we go. Oh, sorry about your tail, buddy. There we go. Come here. Oh boy. You're gonna be a bit to handle today, huh? Kevin, you gotta get in there. Come on. Go on. Anyways, we're gonna let him soak in there for a little bit. Let me get something heavy to put on top of that so he doesn't bust out, because he is quite the animal. Let me get something else. Get something a little heavier. There we go. All right, beautiful people. Kevin's been soaking for about an hour now, so enough time to take in all that water, rinse himself off real good, and hopefully relax. Like I said, March is kind of the beginning for some of these king cobras to go into the mating season. It's when they get their beautiful colors. It's when the testosterone starts pumping through them a little bit, makes them a little bit more dangerous to handle. Let's get that lid just cracked for now. Let's see, because even, oh, here we go. Even the nicest animals can change when there's a mate involved or testosterone's flowing. So you gotta be real careful. Even the nicest animals. I remember hearing from Mark McCarthy with his cats. He was dealing with clouded leopards. He had a clouded leopard that he's had for many, many years. Used it for shows, a very nice animal. And then when he introduced it to a female, Kevin, don't go in there. When he introduced it to a female, that clouded leopard became very territorial and jumped on the back of him and bit him in the back of the neck. So it just shows you even the most tame, quote unquote, handable animals can sometimes be very dangerous when a mate is involved. So always think about that when you're working with wildlife. Look how big this boy is. Let's get him. Let's see how his face looks real quick. Get him to relax just a little bit. Yeah, it looks pretty good. He's looking pretty clean. You can see under his chin we got most of that stuck shit off the other day. If you guys didn't check that out, it's on the Patreon, so we have exclusive content just there. We did an episode peeling off that skin, so you can check it out. Let's get big boy back inside his enclosure. Let's get Justina into the bucket so she can soak, and we can get her enclosure nice and clean as well. Oh my goodness, he's so big. Oh, Kevin, big boy. Come on. Oh. Come on. There we go. Such a beast of a king cobra. It is so exciting to think about the future of these snake setups, these animals, what they're going to be able to experience, how they're going to be living at the new facility. I've been going there every week, monitoring everything that's been going on. We've been having all the vents meshed over, basically snake-proof, so we have good ventilation in the buildings. We've got the double doors in the works, so we have our snake-proof doors, we have our snake-proof room. We're working on such awesome stuff. So let's get this locked up. Get my keys, make sure it's nice and secure. And now we're gonna take out Justina. Justina, we all know, is a naturally very defensive snake that does not like to get messed with. So she's not gonna be too happy right now. Let's see, she seems to be laying behind the tortoiseshell a little bit. She's real tired. She's probably in a sleeping state, but she's got a lot of poop in the corner, so we have to take her out. It's really nasty. We don't want the ammonia spike to stay in that enclosure, and she's breathing that in. It's nasty stuff. So let me grab this hook, and hopefully she's forgiving today. Let's see. We got a coil right here. It's okay, baby. Oh, relax, relax. It's okay. Get this tortoiseshell. Whew. I was about to get that tortoiseshell, and then I saw her going into the front of it. Let's see, baby. There we go. All right, let's get her out. Yoink. Baby, relax, relax. All right, you can hear her growling actually right now. It's okay, baby. It's all about being smooth and methodical with my movement and paying attention to her eyes. Her eyes, her body language gives away everything. It tells me everything I need to know about what she's thinking about, like that. Thinking she can have a go at my knees, when my knees are not on the menu today. So let's get her. Let's try and do this nice and smooth. Nice, good to go. Nice and secure. Let's get a big log on top of that. And let's show you guys what she's done inside her enclosure. It's nasty. Oh my goodness, sorry to go off topic for a little bit, but look, Allison the Black Mamba, you beast. Look how big she is. And then we got the new fertile ants right here digesting a little rat pink I had the other day. We got them on paper towel now, so it's nice and dry, because with the build of humidity in the snake house right now, because the AC is malfunctioning, it was making the leaves a little too wet, a little too damp, so I actually replaced it with paper towel for now. But look how big Allison is. Look at her big, beautiful body. Look at that. Right next to my arm, you can see how thick she is. And I've been working out, so I got some thick arms, I'll tell you what. Anyways, all right, so let's go over here. We have to clean this stuff out. It is disgusting. There's no poop in this corner. It all seems to be over here. She was pretty smart about where she laid her little nuggets. Ooh, it looks like she went to the bathroom in the water, so I'm going to take care of the water, get it nice and fresh, and we're going to start taking out all this nasty dookie. Don't look, it's too nasty for your eyeballs. Ooh, I don't want to spill this. I'll see you guys in a split second. Alright guys, we took care of the enclosure. It's nice and clean, the glass is cleaned up. Took out all that nasty stuff, and we got our fresh H2O from the mountains of Himalaya. Let's get Justina back in her enclosure. So, she is probably not going to be too happy, and I'm assuming she's going to be ready to go when I open this. Oh! Hey baby, look at her. Look at that hood. She is such a beast. Listen to her growl. You hear that? Ooh, alright, watch out, here she comes. She's locked on you. Look at that. Let's get her out nice and smooth. We don't want to upset her too much. Look at her, she's such a beast of a king cobra. Justina, the Indonesian king cobra. She's roughly around 8 years old, and I've known her since I was probably about 17 years old. This snake used to belong to Justin Igualada, and Justin Igualada raised the snake from a subadult, and he's one of the first people I got to work with venomous reptiles with. So this is actually one of the first king cobras I got to lay my hands on growing up here in Florida. Such a beautiful snake. I'm so happy to have it in my collection. Hey, you don't come out that end. That's not how it goes, okay? Whew, my hands are wet. Okay. Yeah! Perfect. Let's get this enclosure locked and secured. Like this. Perfecto! Securo. How do you say secure in Spanish?
Seguro.
Securo! Let's get these little visual barriers good to go so they have their privacy when guests come into the steakhouse. Perfect. High-tech visual barriers invented by the best scientist in Germany. Look at this. It looks like a pillowcase, but it's not. Alright, so let's get... Oh, so many snakes. Is it you or you? Who's smashing their head on the glass? Alright, so we're good to go. Visual barriers are up. Let me put this hook right here. And let me organize this a little bit over here. Give me 1 second. Alright guys, we're good to go. Let me put my snake hook back up. I will see you guys on the next one. Stay beautiful, stay safe, and most of all, don't forget to love your little anacondas. Oh my god, I just love my little green anacondas. What's going on, baby? Oh! So her sibling just finished eating. We can put her back inside the enclosure. Back with her sister. After she enjoyed that nice big meal, put her right in that water. There you go, baby. You wanna go swim around? You wanna swim? All right, let's close this up and lock it so it's nice and secure. Let's get that going. There we go. Perfecto. Secure! What? I don't remember putting this in here. What is this, a shirt? Oh! Oh! Damn! Look at that! The new Chandler's Wild World merch for the new facility. Check it out. You got me with a pack of Cuban crocodiles, just like almost like Jurassic World, right? Isn't that crazy? Like Chris Pratt. But it's me with a mullet with a bunch of crocs. That's so cool. Only if it came in black. You know, I like the white shirts, but I always get bit by stuff and then blood and mud and whatnot. But I guess I could just show you. Chandler's Wild merch in black. Oh my goodness! Look how beautiful that looks. Make sure to get your Chandler's Wildlife merch on the chandlerswildlife.com. We've got Chandler's Wild World merch now today, and we're gonna be dropping new merch almost every month now. We're gonna be doing drops. We're gonna be doing drops. Chandler's Wild World, Chandler's Wildlife, the CWW, brother. You're not ready for the powers that I hold within, that I have been keeping chained in my body. Now, I will show you my true potential and burn like the phoenix I was born to be. Don't forget to check us out on Patreon for exclusive content only found on there, not YouTube. I will see you on the next one. Stay beautiful, stay safe, and most of all, stay gangster. That is so clean, I can just lick off of it.